So recently, rapper Mana Leo, real name Leandra Roshan Gay, was on Megan Jane's podcast. If you guys don't know Megan, she was on Bad Girls Club Season 9 in Mexico, which is actually one of the most popular seasons, and Megan was the fan favorite, famously for her big season fight. Anyways, a clip from this podcast actually went viral on Twitter and had some people talking. Megan asked Mona Leo a question in relation to colorism in the music industry.
I'm battling people with this question all the time.
Okay.
Do you believe in colorism, and do you feel like it's easier as a female rapper to like make it big when you're like of a lighter complexion?
Believe in colorism. Colorism is very real. It's a very real thing, for sure. And it definitely is easier for, not to take away from anybody who is a light-skinned rapper, but it's definitely easier for a woman with a lighter complexion to blow up quicker than a dark-skinned woman, for sure.
But like,
Now, if you haven't, then please watch my Virality is Not Longevity video because it deeply relates to this clip. Mona Leo is not the first non-light-skinned artist to confirm this treatment in the industry, and she won't be the last anytime soon. It's an age-old tale that's easy to comprehend. But people still want to act like this is a form of made-up oppression. I had some people in my comments in the last video basically telling me that I was cloud chasing by making the relations between Ice Spice and Flo Milli. But Mona Leo, who is a rapper in the industry, indirectly proved my point by confirming it based on her own personal experiences. Now here's where the issue lies and the reason why I'm making another video on this topic. Megan's response made her sound like a bimbo. I'm not trying to discredit anyone's past experiences, but this type of response is seemingly always a response that light-skinned girls have when it comes to the topic of colorism, whenever they say they experienced it also.
why do you feel like that? Because like, I be getting into it with people, right? I used to get made fun of at school because I wasn't black enough. Bitches used to try to cut my hair. Like, people be thinking that like light-skinned girls don't go through colorism. We go through colorism just, I don't know if it's like as bad as like brown-skinned girls.
It's not colorism. It's not colorism. If you're light skinned, it's not colorism.
So what is it called?
If people was picking with you, then that's like, but it's not colorism. Like colorism
But what
is
if they call me
discrimination against darker skin,
Is it?
like darker complected
So
people.
you're basically talking about reverse.
Well, reverse
colorism.
colorism then. Because they used to be like, you ain't even black for real. You're white. Go over there with the white girls. And I'm just like, bitch.
That's interesting.
Listen to what she said. She said that people told her she wasn't black enough. Could be true, but I don't personally think it was because she was light-skinned. It really could have been because of her personality. If you watch BGC, then you know Megan portrays herself as kind of prissy and valley girlish. And if they said that, then it was probably a reference to the way she speaks or acts, not how she looks. Because let's be real, the black community is accepting to everyone, even as children, so I doubt it was oh, you're too light-skinned, you can't sit with us. Like, no, that does not happen. If anything, you're more accepted. And in regards to bitches trying to cut her hair, that is simply old-fashioned bullying. We all have a horror story about somebody doing something to us that wasn't friendly as children. It happens. Like I said, go check out my Virality is Not Longevity video because these clips are touching the points I made in every way.
Also, it's like that thing like, oh, you're pretty to be a dark skin.
Yeah, but we also get, oh, you're pretty to be a black. Like, I've had white people and others.
Well, that's racism.
Yeah,
That's
that's
racism.
racism.
Right.
But like, they'd be like, you're pretty to be a black. I've had black girls be like, you're pretty. Are you mixed? Like that. Are you mixed? You have to be mixed.
Right.
I
That's
thought you was
actually
mixed.
sad. That's
You
sad.
mixed. Why I gotta be mixed?
Right.
Yeah, that thought process is actually sad.
Yeah.
That I would have to be mixed to be.
Oh wait,
But I mean,
What I said about Ice Spice, how even when her music is brought up, it all goes back to her appearance and how she looks. Megan, when she's explaining all the colorism she experiences, it goes back to, oh, you're too pretty to be ... That's not colorism. Compliments of your beauty based off of your skin tone is not colorism. Someone saying you're too pretty and exotic looking to be black is not colorism. Someone cutting off your hair is not colorism. Real colorism is prejudice based on a darker tone complexion. For example,
better than him, or no less than him. So if he could say that he likes skinny women, if he prefers skinny women more than more chubby or heavyset women, he could say that and nobody won't get mad at him. I just said I don't like women with my complexion. I like light-skinned women. I want you to be lighter than me. I love African-American women, but I just don't like my skin complexion.
As ignorant as Kodak is, this is just a glimpse on how the self-hatred mindset can inhabit other people. Basically, he's saying everyone else can have their preference, so why can't he? That's okay, you can like what you like. And then it goes to him saying he doesn't like his complexion. Because of that, he doesn't like darker skinned women. That's called self-hatred, that some people don't want to recognize. And I know someone in my comments will say, it's not that deep. But it is. Of course, not everyone thinks like this, which I'm aware of. But I'm saying, well, what I'm trying to do is make at least someone who doesn't understand the simple concept of colorism and what it actually is. It's not just mistreatment, it's a mindset. Look at this clip from a Vlad interview for rapper Glock 9.
I ain't gonna lie. What he say? I'm already black, I don't need no black bitch.
Right, that's what he said.
So yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I can't have no cut like, I know if I'm fucking with you, I'm black as fuck, right? I'm black as shit.
Yeah, black is beautiful though, man.
So I know if I fuck with a black bitch, we gonna have a black ass baby.
So?
I ain't with that.
Why?
'Cause I'm already black as fuck.
So?
I can't. No.
Well, I mean, this is an interesting thing. You know what I mean? Like, so if you have a baby, you don't want your baby to be the same complexion as you?
Mm.
Why?
This a once in a lifetime thing.
He doesn't talk about his complexion with love or acceptance. His preference for lighter-skinned women doesn't just derive from finding them more beautiful. It comes from seeing the lack of beauty within himself. Just listen to what he said. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. True love is seeing your offspring resemble you. You don't even find your own complexion worthy enough to pass it down. Do you guys see how that impacts dark-skinned women? Their own insecurities are based off of a reflection of them. So black women are affected without even having to lift a finger. But the black community is one to blame also. He didn't wake up one day and dislike himself. He was probably bullied because he was darker than most. All those little jokes kids can make on why you're growing up can affect you in your developing years and play a vital role in your self-esteem. As black people, we can be our own worst enemy.
Especially little black girls in general, we've been indoctrinated to think that darker skin, especially like just the way that I grew up, I'm like darker skinned people experience a completely different experience than people who are light skinned, and that is just like the bottom line, and that is where the issue of colorism comes in for sure. But just little girls, we've always been like just growing up, my mom, and it's not my mom's fault either, but just growing up, my mom like perming my hair just so that it wouldn't be super, because I have 4C, super styled, but that was something that a lot of young black girls had to experience, and we were told that our hair was not beautiful, that our skin was not beautiful, and we watched people who were lighter skinned or mixed people get a different treatment than brown skin and especially dark skinned children. So that's why I feel like it, not to take away from like your experience, because that's still valid, and what you went through is still something that was traumatizing for you for sure. But it's not the same thing as like the colorism that darker skinned women.
Can you explain it?
And it's not the same thing. Someone making fun of you because you're too pretty and light-skinned to be black is not the same thing as being made fun of for being too black and dark-skinned. Megan is explaining her experience, but her experience goes back to her level of attractiveness. Her confidence was not shot down because they told her she wasn't black enough. She still had a good level of self-esteem, I'm sure, when they said she must have been mixed because she looks too exotic. And I want you guys to take note that whenever someone of lighter complexion talks about any form of colorism, it always goes back to school days, like middle school and elementary school, never adulthood instances that can back up their claim.
Complexion.
We too gutter. Black people, my complexion, we too gutter. Light skinned women, they most sensitive, you know?
Some dark skinned women out here sensitive.
No, they too tough. They too tough. Light skinned women, we could break them down more easy, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen to how Kodak ignorantly describes the character of a dark-skinned woman. He said they're too gutta, meaning they're too hard or tough, and the lighter women are more easy to break down, or feminine and soft in other words. But nonetheless, based on the complexion alone, there's already an aura of toughness that's subjected to a darker-skinned woman. And this is simply just regarding the idea of a relationship. You don't want a dark-skinned woman because she's dark, but you also characterize them with their own idea of who they are. It's a crazy concept to even think about, and that's what makes the conversation harder to have because it's all roots back to slavery. We are past the times, but the effects are way too difficult to wash away. And like I said, I'm aware this is not all men, but when you have the top rappers in the industry, whom are dark skinned, rapping about wanting a red bone or whatever, and then the women they choose who are of lighter complexion, it influences the youth who are still impressionable. So when we have rappers like DaBaby who don't have the best character, but before we knew that, what were we doing? Boasting him up because he has a dark-skinned baby mother/girlfriend. And then let a TikToker say he likes black girls and we're making him go viral. Just for simply saying he likes us. This stuff is extremely deep-rooted.
Like the colorism that darker skinned women
Can you explain it in like the rap, like in the rap world, like from the original question? Like, why do you feel that it's easier for a lighter skin like a Lotto to blow up versus a Cash Doll?
It's just, I mean, so just to take it all the way back, like when our ancestors were slaves, the darker skinned slaves were in the field. They were outside, they were doing hard labor, and the lighter skinned people were
in the house.
And that is like, it just trickled down, and it just kind of is the same concept, just
Different time.
But can
just
I
a
make
different
point,
time.
though?
Of course.
I feel like it's only with the women though, because
Megan finally made a good point here. The treatment is garnered more towards women. These rappers can look however they please. Their appearance does not matter. Nobody cares if they're ugly or, in proper terms, conventionally attractive. We focus more on the music rather than what they look like. If anything, when it comes to looks, it's based on the girl they're dating.
Around that time, but as far as like what women are experiencing, I think it is, I'm not gonna lie, it's easier for a light-skinned woman to blow up as a rapper,
through the music industry.
to navigate through the music industry. And I definitely have seen women like I've seen dark-skinned women have, because I'm like right in the middle. Honestly speaking, I'm like in the middle. I'm not obviously like I wouldn't even consider myself like, to say that I'm like a dark-skinned rapper would be doing a disservice to the women who are darker than me, who are rappers, and that are really fucking talented. I've seen them have to work 110 times harder, and lyrically be more skilled lyrically, have better visuals, and you know what I'm talking about.
I don't. Fill me in.
No, one of my favorite new artists. Her name is Bree Runway. And
I love her.
And we don't hear about her nearly as
I love her.
much
She's
as we
also
should.
from the UK, but she's super fucking talented. I love her. She's awesome. She's amazing, but she's amazing, period, in general. But I know that if she was lighter skinned, that she would be. Well,
you would know.
Well, let me not say that specifically. Let me not say that. But you notice a pattern. That's what I will say. You notice a pattern. Like, there could be an influx of light-skinned rappers, and they wouldn't necessarily have to be as talented lyrically or put as much effort into their visuals.
So
I think Mona Leo is a beautiful girl who is very well spoken. She politely and patiently conveys her message while also being brave enough to actually admit and not deflect on a very real issue. It's okay to speak about issues that you see. Colorism seems like a hush-hush topic for people in the industry. You don't want to blame colorism because you don't want it to discredit all the work you put in, but you also can't say that a specific artist is pushed and raised to a pedestal simply because they are of a lighter complexion, because then you'll look like a hater. I'm going to insert one more clip to wrap this video up so you guys can see a clear example of colorism at its finest.
Baby, we gon' get it right. Oh yeah, I don't like no weedish. Can help me and just leave quick. Oh no, you pick up with a boss, no worries at all. I can give you everything you need.
Your future bright, shorty, your future bright.
The music was right.
Smartest move of my life.
I knew the song Boss Vibes that I did was going to get Ross's attention because I went to his past and I redid something and I put my own little twist to it and he liked it. My whole goal of this whole competition is to be the first lady of MMG. That's what I want. I can look this good and I can get a lot of attention, but I use my valedictorian mind skills and I make sure I take care of my business. Me and another person had the same beat.
I'm really curious who has the other beat she has the same beat. Oh, Kaya. Kaya.
So y'all be able to hear the difference in R&B and hip hop.
Shots fired.
Kaya and I, we had the same beat. I wasn't trying to be mean or catty or anything. I just had to put it out there because I had to save myself.
Kaya, you better deliver, Kaya. I believe in you, Kaya.
Boy, you can have my heart and all my love. I give you back cause I ain't too quick to judge. And I don't need nobody telling me that this ain't love instead of jealousy. So maybe we should run away. Find another place.
Yo.
They don't believe.
That wasn't the best platform for your voice.
Nope.
You have a unique voice. And Britt did sound better than yours.
They like mine.
I know you guys have ears and can hear the difference between the two beautiful ladies, and I'm just going to leave it at that. If this clip wasn't a clear example for you, then it is what it is. As a community, we don't own anything, and we definitely don't control the music industry. We're dominating, but behind the mirrors are the executives and CEOs who have the real power. And they don't see us as profitable, and our own internalized views of ourselves are helping to control this narrative. Why else is Normani still the breakout star who hasn't broken out yet? Why else is Jasmine Sullivan, Tink, Bree Runway, Savon Streeter, Cash Dolls, ladies who have been in the industry for years and aren't promoted in the media? Even when they hit the billboards, it's still not enough for people in charge. Think about that. Well, that concludes today's video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Toodles!